Wokeism, transgenderism, climatism, COVIDism, globalism, depression, anxiety, fentanyl, suicide. These are symptoms of a deeper void of purpose and meaning in our country. And I speak to you today as a member of my generation. I'm 38 years old.
Yes, the reason the people don't trust the government is the government does not trust the people. In God we trust, and government we distrust. Recently, The Guardian did a hit piece about Vivid. He recently had this interview with Maher.
It's cool. I hope this isn't too personal, but I mean it in the best possible way. I think the fact that you are who you are, again, if we could just get rid of a little of the Trump stuff, and that you are a person of color is an advantage. I think it is the right moment. I think it's happening in the right party, a party that is very sort of, they know that in the past, in the recent past, including sometimes the present, they are racist, and they have been. I mean, Reagan started his campaign in Philadelphia, Mississippi, which was a undeniable signal that he was okay with race.
Here's my situation.
But they're better than they were, and the fact that they like you, and I think they're going to like you a lot more. I mean, they're just getting to know you.
The people didn't know me like 6 months ago.
Right.
So here's the thing.
I think they're better than they used to be, but there's still a lot of racism.
I think that
in that party.
I think there's a lot of. I mean, what do you call racism when you say you want? I mean, I'll give you a quote. The remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination. The remedy to present discrimination is future discrimination. That's racism too.
That's Kendi.
It's Kendi. You know it. You're all over it. So
yes. Not down with that.
Look, if you're like a psychologist and you got a patient that comes in with anxiety, you don't shut them down by saying, don't be anxious, don't be anxious, don't be anxious.
Right.
They're going to have a bout of anxiety. I think where we are in this country with respect to racism, I'll use an analogy based on you lighting that and watching that, taper out, is it's like the last burning embers of racism. That's where we are, actually. I'm serious. I'm just a visual person.
All right, I'll vote for you.
It's the last.
You got me with that one.
It really is. And so what I don't want to do is, right as that's burning out, I don't want to come in and throw kerosene on it by saying, "Don't be racist." That's what we'd be doing.
Yes, the only remedy to past discrimination is present discrimination. The only remedy to present discrimination is future discrimination. That is the left. When you take a look at this, you will realize Vivid respond in a very intelligent way to this assertion that conservatives are racist. If Maher is putting out this, from the way he spoke, you can clearly get his point. Telling you conservatives are racist, which is something, I don't want to go into it, because when it concerns anything relating to race, I don't always like to even hear. If you are bringing up this type of discussions, I want you to know the possible best ways you want to bring the society together. When I get points like this, when I get a response like this from Vivid, it makes me happy. That is how I want to hear people talk about racism. It has become something that people now use it, race hustlers on a daily basis to create more problems, with people. I have been saying this and I will repeat myself. We are just one people. The same blood that flowed through you is the same blood flowing through me. So why should we continue to segregate? It doesn't make sense at all.
I believe today we're in the middle of a national identity crisis, only to be replaced by new secular religions in American life. Wokeism, transgenderism, climatism, COVIDism, globalism, depression, anxiety, fentanyl, suicide. These are symptoms of a deeper void of purpose and meaning in our country. And I speak to you today as a member of my generation. I'm 38 years old. I'm the youngest person ever to run for U.S. president as a Republican. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, according to this article recently put out by The Guardian, Vivek has also called June 10th a federal holiday which recognizes the emancipation of black people from slavery, a useless holiday. If you take a look at this article from The Guardian, I think I'm going to put the full article in the description so you can see exactly what they are trying to say. Strikingly, he wants to strip the vote from people under 25. They can avoid being disfranchised if they agree to serve in the military or as a first responder. He did neither. Vivek came up recently and said something that triggered The Guardian that people should be able to pass a test before they can cast their vote. The same test you pass through before an immigrant become a citizen, people should pass through that same test before they can vote. The Guardian seems not to be happy with this point. Born in Cincinnati, Ohio, Vivek studied at Harvard and Yale before becoming a venture capitalist and investing in pharmaceutical companies, some of which focus on pharmaceutical drug development. It has made him very wealthy. His net worth is in the hundreds of millions of dollars, and as of late June, he had loaned his company 15 million. While Vivek has pledged to use his business powers to lead the U.S. to fiscal glory, in part through revitalizing the coal industry in his ongoing American culture war, where he has focused much of his attention. A particular bugbear is wokeism. He wrote a book about the subject, and according to his website, Education Capitalism, big tech companies, American Express, and Modern Day have all been affected by wokeness, which he defined as obsessions about race, gender, and sexual orientation. Probably not coincidentally, all of Vivek's streak fit in with current right-wing Republican dogma and Trump agenda. They tell us he is just typical of Trump. The only difference is Vivek can sing, he can rap, and he can play tennis ball. That is the only difference they see.
But there was a pretty interesting moment in a recent interview where Governor DeSantis talked about Trump supporters. He used the words listless vessels.
But
I want